Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. Then, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to continue after a few weeks. Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy to be back in the masjid in good health. And I ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses all of us with the benefit of good health and protects us from every type of harm. Allahumma ameen. So we left off in the book. We're in the book of Tahara still, okay? And we just got finished studying water, okay? About water. What is water? When can water be used and when can water not be used? And we also learned a very important principle that in Islam, when it comes to things in the dunya, everything is mubah and is tahir. Everything is permissible and everything is pure unless you have a proof that it's not, which is a very good benefit because it shows the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that everything as a foundation is okay. Can you work outside? It's permissible. Can I eat a cheeseburger? Permissible, right? Anything is permissible until you have a proof that you cannot. Worship is different. The matters of the akhirah are different. Everything is haram until you have a proof that you can do it, okay? You cannot just say, I'm gonna pray this way or that way. You have to have a proof that you can pray that way, right? So it's very important for us to understand that foundation. Added to that foundation, there's another foundation. Another very important thing is that if a Muslim has a doubt about a thing being pure, clean, okay, then it's clean until proven otherwise, right? So let's say, for example, I am praying outside and a dog brushes me. A dog brushes by me, right? Now, I don't know. I know the saliva of the dog is what I have to clean off, okay? I feel the area where the dog brushed me is dry. There's no saliva, right? Then the foundation is you don't need to clean it, okay? If you're in prayer and you think, do I have wudu? Do I not have wudu? You know I made wudu, but I don't know if I lost my wudu. Then pray. You have wudu, okay? If you have doubt, okay? The foundation is until you know I lost my wudu, then make wudu, okay? This deen is not hard, right? Allah wants for you ease. He doesn't want for you hardship, right? So this is a very important foundation, right? These are really important things. And this is due to the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he said to the one who had doubt that maybe he might have passed wind in salah. The Prophet said, don't turn away from the salah until you smell a smell or you hear a sound. Otherwise, continue praying. So now we get to the book Bab al-Aniya, okay? The chapter of basically pots and pans, okay? People think pots and pans. Come on, man, pots and pans. If I want to get a pot or a pan, I'm just going to go to Sears. I'm going to go to, Walmart or Target, and I'm just going to buy a pan, Here's a scenario. Happens every summer. Every summer. We throw a barbecue. We get to a park. There is a barbecue pit, right? Now, people been barbecuing on there, and somebody probably has been barbecuing pork on this thing. Somebody has been cooking pork on this thing. It's been there for, 15, 20 years even. It's almost a guarantee someone's cooked some pork on that, right? Can you use that barbecue grill to cook? So let's go to our first foundation. What's the first foundation? That everything is what? Permissible and pure until you have a proof that it's not. Okay, someone says, no, man, I'm telling you. You know that guy, Kafir McCafferton? He was cooking pork ribs last week, right on that grill. I saw him, right? Can you use that grill? He just cooked pork ribs on it a week ago, okay? You go to the grill, you look at the grill, you inspect the grill, you do not smell any pork, you brush it, you look, you do not see any pork, there's just some black carbon. Is black carbon pork? Black carbon is not pork. Black carbon is what? Black carbon. Very important to understand. Well, this is an issue because some people say, for example, this is where the type of stuff like gelatin comes in. Can you eat gelatin, right? This is a big issue. Some people say you can do it. Some people say, no, you cannot do it because that thing is the thing it came from, right? We say, Yani, no, the thing is not the thing it came from. The thing is the thing that it is. What do I mean by that is this. If you took if I was behind a wall and I took some blood from a pig and I put it through a machine and I separated all the water out of that blood, then I poured that into a cup. Then I brought it to the other side of the wall and I sat it down for a Muslim. The Muslim looks at it and says, what is this? I say, what does it look like? He says, it looks like water. Okay, what does it smell like? It smells like water. Okay. What does it taste like? It tastes like water. What is it? It's water. Okay. So what is that thing? It's water. Where did it come from? The water was extracted from another substance, right? Which was pig blood, right? So this is a big issue. I'm not telling here, I am not the person, I'm not the qualified individual to tell you halal or haram like that. I can tell you how I worship Allah, what I base my worship off of, and khalas, okay? This issue of gelatin is a compound. If you go with the same ruling that water is water, then the gelatin is what? It's gelatin. Some people say, no, it's pig. I say, okay, if that's how you worship Allah, alhamdulillah, akhi, you're my brother in Islam, and I'm not going to write a refutation. There ain't going to be no Facebook post. You can still marry my sister as long as you're cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go too crazy over here, all right? This is not the kind of differing that the Muslims need to be having. This kind of issue is a differing that is permissible to have. We should not be separating over this issue. If I pray and I rise up from ruku and I put my hands on my chest, we should not be separating because you put your hands down. We should not be separating over that, okay? We should not be separating over those types of issues. There are issues where we say, listen, man, if this is what you really believe, if you say Allah is in everything, after I have established to you that Allah is above his throne, even you say subhanahu wa ta'ala, where is ta'ala, akhi? It's up. It's up. If after all of this time you want to say this, and that, and that's what you want to teach the people, no, I'm going to separate from you in that situation because that is not permissible. Now you're talking about Allah. You see, this is an issue of Aqidah. It's not an issue of fiqh. Remember, that's why we learned the definition of Aqidah and we learned the definition of fiqh, right? That's the first thing that we learned, as a matter of fact, because now we know what it is that we're actually talking about. So the Sheikh said, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said that all the types of pots and pans, Jamir al-Awani, mubaha. He said they're all mubaha. They're all permissible, right? All the different types of pots and pans and utensils, the basis of all of them is that they are permissible. He says, except for al-aniyata, al-dhahaba, wal-fidda. He said, except for, okay, the pots and pans that are made out of gold and or silver, okay? And what has a portion of it is gold or silver. Like if the handle is silver, but the thing is made out of steel, that has the whole handle's made out of silver, right? So if the thing itself, if the pot, pan, vessel, plate, cup is made out of gold or silver, it's not permissible, okay? Or if it has a portion of it, a part of it, right? Something from it that is made from silver or gold, with the exception that you could have a small amount that is used to mend a broken crack, right? People before Walmart used to have a pot, and that pot was their pot. Now, what happens when they've been cooking on that pot for 15, 16 years? It's gonna break. When you get a crack in that pot or you get a hole in that pot, you're just gonna throw that pot away? Man, that's a good pot. So what would they do? They would mend a small area, right? And if that small area is used, it's for a need that it needed to be mended and is mended together with silver, then no problem, okay? So all pots and pans, permissible. All utensils, can I use forks? Yes. What about a spork, Aki? Sporks, brother. Where do sporks come from? It's a spoon and a fork, right? Can I use it? It's permissible, right? Until you have a proof that I can't use a spork, I'm sporking it all day, right? I got my steak and my clam chowder, right? So you can have your soup and steak with the same utensil, no problem, right? Now here's the benefit. Using the utensil, okay? As a American who was born into a non-Muslim family, we were taught certain etiquettes, okay? And these etiquettes, they spread across the whole earth, as a matter of fact, okay? One of these etiquettes, because my family's from the Midwest, and my mom's side, they're from North Dakota, and I was raised here in Denver. Steak. A steak, when you eat the steak, the etiquette they teach you is to take the fork with the left hand, stick it in the steak, cut the steak with the right hand, with the knife, take the piece of meat, eat it with the left hand. Okay? This is not correct. We should not do that because for two reasons. One, we've been commanded to eat with our right hands, first and foremost. Secondly, we know that this is an etiquette of the disbelieving people because it opposes the sunnah, right? So what should we do? Go ahead, take the fork, because you need to have two hands in order to do this. You can't cut a steak with just one. This is a good steak. It's possible, all right? But for the most part, it's gonna not be easy. You're gonna take the fork, stick it in the steak. You will cut it with your right hand, okay? Because it's easier, all right? You're more dominant, unless you're left-handed. In which case your dominant is going to be your left hand. It'll be easier to cut the steak that way. But let's say it's right. So I cut it with my right. Then I will set the knife down. Then I will grab the fork. Then I will grab the fork with my right hand, stick the meat, and eat with my right. Does it take more time? Yes. Is it that big of a deal? No. Okay? You'll be surprised, though, about how some people say, I can't believe you eat a steak like that. They're like, man, this guy does all this work. It's just, they get annoyed. They're like, it's like making them sweat. They're like, he's going to use two hands the whole time. He's this guy's right hand, right hand, right hand. You know, there's bigger things for us to, beef over. So it's no problem for you to eat that way, right? Opposing the custom of the disbelieving people, okay, is a sunnah. Because the Prophet ﷺ, he said, anybody who imitates a people is from them. It's a general rule. Imitation and resembling, two different things. Am I wearing a jacket? Is there non-Muslims who wear a jacket? Is a jacket a thing that was known to the non-Muslims and not known to the Muslims before? No. Okay? The style may be a little bit new, but jackets in general were things that were known. Okay? So this is now I'm resembling them, but I'm not imitating them. They drive Ford Focuses, or they drive a Hyundai. I drive a Hyundai. They say, Akhi, brother, it's imitating the kuffar, Akhi. Right? Go find the Turkish car, No. Riding beasts in general, modes of transportation, these are things that are common. They were known to the Muslims, and it's known to be changing over time. If the non-Muslim is driving a car like mine, we resemble each other in that action. Am I imitating him? No. Now, what if one church says we will all drive Ford Focuses? That's what we will all drive. And it's known, like that is that church's car. They all drive that car. They all drive that car. Then we should avoid driving that car, because that will be imitating them, right? There's a difference between resembling and imitating, okay? So this is an issue. He said this is due to the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the hadith, where he said, "La tashrabu fi aniyat al-dhahab wal-fidda." Do not drink from the vessels that are made out of gold and silver. وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا فِي صَحَافِهَا. And do not eat from their plates. Okay, a sahafa is like the bigger plate, right? He said, فَإِنَّهَا لَهُمْ فِي الدُّنْيَا. Because it is for them in this dunya, meaning the disbelieving people in this dunya, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْآخِرَةِ. And for you all in the akhirah, okay? So the pots and pans of silver and gold and these vessels, these are not for us in this life. They are for us in the hereafter. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for Jannah. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for Jannah and all the vessels of gold and silver. Allahumma ameen. Then we have the chapter Bab al-Istinja wal Adab Qada al-Hajjah. Very important matter. Very important matter. This is a longer chapter, and because of time, inshallah, I will paraphrase and go through this in general, okay? It's mustahab when you need to go to the bathroom or the area of where you go to the bathroom, okay? Because this is an issue. Where is the place that you're going, okay? Like back in Ethiopia, my bathroom is outside. It's outside of my house. It's in an area. It's closed off, but it's just a hole, right? It ain't a washroom. Here in America, my house, my bathroom has a toilet and the filth is washed away. This is an important issue, okay? This is a very important issue. Sometimes when I go to the farm, there's no bathroom. We're just gonna go to the farm. We go out, like past a few rows out there where they wanna fertilize the corn a little bit. Squat down right there and use the bathroom out there, right? Maybe you're out in the forest somewhere. You will go to a place, okay? The place that is known, like where the people would go, when you go to that place and you go to use the bathroom, enter into that area, that place with the left foot, okay? Walk into the bathroom with the left foot. Walk into the toilet with the left foot. If there is a designated place, like there are in a lot of places, where the people go to use the bathroom in that area, enter that place with the left foot, okay? Because this does bring a difference to it now, right? If you're going camping, there ain't no bathroom, right? So there's still etiquette for how I should use the toilet, but it's not the same as if I walk into a wash area and do it, right? When you walk into there, you should walk in and say, and this is something that is, not always agreed upon to say first, Bismillah, okay, before you go in with your left foot. Bismillah, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wa khaba'ith, right? So this is more agreed upon this statement, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wa khaba'ith, right? Or a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wa khaba'ith. Different ways you could say it, okay? You'll enter with your left foot. You may say Bismillah, okay, before you enter in. And Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wa khaba'ith. Here's a really fun research. If you go to a book like the Musannaf of Ibn Abi Shayba, okay, a book of the narrations of the Sahaba, look to see, would they mention Allah's name while they were using the toilet? You'll be surprised. I'll just leave it at that. I'll let all of the fun research be with you. May Allah make it easy for you. This is from the fun things that we can spend our time doing. Go research the different times. Like, should you say it before you go into the toilet? Could you say it once you're inside, right? Is your toilet the same because the filth is washed away, right? These are the kind of things that are really good for you to research that we don't really have a lot of time to go into, but it opens up a lot of doors into things that you never really understood, okay? So you enter in and you say, when you leave with your right foot, right? Exit out of the area with your right foot and you say, Ghufranak. Alhamdulillah alladhi adhaba anni al-adha wal-afani. So you could also just say Ghufranak, okay? There's different things that could be said. This is what As-Sa'di, rahimahullah ta'ala, mentioned in his book. When you are going to the bathroom, I'll demonstrate this, okay? First and foremost, is it known that we would use a toilet back in the day? No, nobody had a toilet back in the day. This was a luxury, okay? People used to have outhouses, hole in the ground, like that. And even when you go to a lot of countries in the world today, the toilet is in the ground and you stand over it, right? Okay. A lot of people don't know how to use the bathroom in that way, so I'll demonstrate it. And it's important to know, because if you think it's not important, just wait till you go and try it. You'll be in the bathroom and you'll be like, oh man, you're gonna get doo-doo all over yourself. Because you never use the bathroom this way. Here's the hole in the ground, okay? For example, right? When I enter into that place where I'm going to sit down, okay, it is better for me, in sunnah, okay, for me to rest back on my left leg, okay? On my left leg, like this, okay? Yeah, you think like, okay, why are you getting so technical? Okay, you have fun and try to do what I did. Try to go to the bathroom like this. See what kind of problems you have. I literally had to ask for help the first time I used the bathroom like this. Yeah. So you will go back on your left foot and you'll raise up your right foot, okay? Why? What hand am I going to use the bathroom? I'm gonna use my left hand. If I gotta use my right hand, I'm over here doing this and I'm, like this. But if I'm here, this hand is free. Easy for me to use, easy for me to stay clean and stay away from other things, okay? Very easy. If you're wearing pants, it'd be easy for you to take off one leg, okay? You can ball it up onto one leg and you can have one leg, then you're free, legs are free, okay? It's very important because if you get in a situation, you don't have everything that you need, you're gonna find yourself in a bad situation, right? A real mess, right? To say the least. So the other thing is, when you go to the bathroom, especially as a Westerner, you're gonna wanna bring toilet tissue into the bathroom. You don't know if they have it or not have it. And if there's water, you need to know how to use the water. Because if you use the water, it's gonna be splashing water everywhere, and now it's hitting the ground, it hit that little part of the toilet bowl, perfect, loop back and hit you in the face, right? You just don't want that to happen. So you need to know how to use the water, and you should use it with your right hand, okay? You'll see that most of the bathrooms are all set up that way to use anyway, right? Like when you really use your logic, it's very easy. So it's sunnah for you to sit back on your left foot, okay? And this way, it's easier for you to sit and you can also rest and use the bathroom. If you're doing one of these, your calves are gonna get out, all right? It ain't gonna work. If you do one of these, now you're getting all funky over here, okay? Sit back on your left leg, raise up your right foot. Use your left hand, okay? Then, the Sheikh said, if you're going to use the bathroom, number one or number two, cover yourself up. Okay? Cover yourself up. Be concealed from the people. Okay? If you're going to go and use number two, okay? It's better for you to go far. When the Prophet needed to go poop, he would go farther away, okay? Make sure that there's some way to, keep yourself covered. And he said, the places that are not permissible for you to use the bathroom, okay? It is not permissible for you to use the bathroom on a pathway. It is not permissible for you to use the bathroom in a place where the people sit, okay? If you go camping and there's a camp area where people usually sit, don't be the rude guy over here and go, to the bathroom right there. Also, do not go to the bathroom under a tree that bears fruit. Okay? Don't do that. And also, do not use the bathroom in a place where the people don't like you to use it. So in America, don't pee in public, okay? Because it's not liked to do. So it is religiously not liked to do because they don't like you to do it. So go to the bathroom if you can. If you can't, you need to hide for 2 reasons. 1, because you don't want to be seen. For 2, because you don't want to get in trouble with the law, right? Funny story, one time I was with the sheikh, and the sheikh had traveled, and he had diplomatic immunity, and he had to go to the bathroom. And we were stuck in the mountains coming down this mountain. And he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm like, sheikh, just a little bit, we're gonna find a place. Okay. He's like, just pull over, I'll just go right there. I said, sheikh, you don't wanna do that. He said, why not? I said, because you'll get in trouble with the law. He said, I have diplomatic immunity. He didn't do it either, but it was funny because, I'm like, man, to use your diplomatic immunity to go, relieve yourself? MashaAllah. Do not face the Qibla from the front or from the back. Be aware, when you use a toilet inside of your house or a hotel, especially in America, make sure your toilet's not facing the Qibla, or that your back is not facing the Qibla from your toilet. Now, what do you do if your toilet is facing the Qibla? What do? You will have to turn your body to not face here's the Qibla, right? Say the toilet's facing this way. I will have to sit away, even though it looks weird. This is obeying Allah. This is my tawheed, right? I'm not gonna face the Qibla and I'm not gonna go pee in that direction, okay? And you will need to know that and then teach your children that and let your guests know, okay? When you go to the bathroom, I know it's American house, man, I already know. Just don't face that way. You can face any other way, but don't face towards the toilet and don't put your butt towards the toilet, all right? Then, after that, he says, if you're going to wipe, okay, istijmar is what it's called, istijmar. Do you see that on page 42 of the book? It's point number, it starts at 23. It's actually the statement of 23. فَإِذَا قَدَى الْحَاجَةِ. Now, he said, istijmar bi thalatha ahjar aw nahwiha. Okay? Tukfi al-mahal. Okay? Yani, use 3 rocks, stones, or what is like it. So you could use toilet paper. Okay? How many different times should you use toilet paper? 3. Okay? Wipe once. Okay, left hand. Wipe once. Wipe twice. Don't even look. Wipe 3 times. Now look. If there's still something there, 4. 5. Wipe as many times as until there is no sign of the najis there. Okay? And it's better for you to use water with the stones or with the toilet paper, whatever you're going to use, okay? To combine it, to clean up, to be more clean, okay? If you use water, then it's okay for you to even use 1 time as long as the place is clean when you're finished, okay? So you can use 1 time water. You can use 2 times water, 3 times water. The goal, though, is at least 3 stones and at least until there's no sign. Same thing with water, okay? And you could use both of them, which is better, or it is okay for you to use one, which is very important, right? Like you could use toilet paper only. I know a lot of times when I talk to non-Muslims as a point of dawah, I tell them that just using toilet paper all the time, it's not good enough. You know, I mean, like think about it. I always ask them, if poop landed on your arm, right? Would you just wipe it off with the toilet paper and walk away? No. Right? You wouldn't do that. You would wash it, right? You're gonna use water. So we should use water, and we should also use some abrasion, and we should clean it. So use both. One guy went to Bosnia. He came back from Bosnia. He said he met a brother in Bosnia who used to tell him, I know why you Americans, you don't use white underwear. He said, you Americans don't use white underwear. I know why you don't use white underwear. Because you guys don't know how to clean yourself. I'm like, man, it's foul. That's what he came back with. But it was dawah. It taught him. He's like, man, I never thought about it that way. You know, we don't use white underwear. And then he said that it's not permissible to make istijmar with dung, okay, which is poop, okay, from animals, dung, okay, or bones, right? You cannot use bones, and anything that is haram, okay? Cannot wipe with something that's haram, okay? So you can't use dung, can't use a ham steak, you know what I mean? Like bacon, right? Seems like, yeah, bacon, yeah, it sort of fits. No bacon, all right? Don't use anything that's haram. Do not use dung and do not use bones. And then that's how he ends the chapter. Anything I said is correct is from Allah and His Messenger. Anything I said is not correct is from myself or shaitan. Allah and His Messenger are free from it. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Inshallah, next week we will start to talk about izalat al-najasa wal ashya al-najasa. We'll talk about najasa and how to remove it. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.